Good evening, welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with track and field. The 2018 Carifta Games got underway last weekend in the Bahamas. In the under-20 girls 100 meters, St. Lucia's sprint sensations Julian Alfred and Michaela Hyacinth both qualified for the final of the event. Alfred won a heat in a time of 11.59 seconds to secure the second fastest time in the qualifiers. The Commonwealth gold medalist was definitely considered to be one of the favorites to win it all. Meanwhile, St. Lucia's first ever semi-finalist at the World Youth Championships, Michaela Hyacinth, also qualified for the medal round. Hyacinth finished third in a hit in a time of 11.84 seconds. Now, in the grand final, Julian Alfred had a difficult time on the track. The young sensation lost her shape and technique on the track and finished fifth in the final. St. Lucia's Michaela Hyacinth finished eighth at the event. Now, in other results, Kimani Alphonse also qualified for the final in the 400-meter event. She finished sixth in the girls' final. Well, after 3 days of action in the Free Kick Foundation Easter Invitational Football Competition, Big Players FC emerged as champions in the under-17 division. The team from Masha overcame a valiant effort from Pioneers FC in the grand final. Now, after both teams created opportunities, the game ended in 0-0 after regulation time. In front of a packed crowd that came to see the home team played, the team from the capital of Castries won 5-4 on penalties. We spoke to the captain of Big Players.
So how do you feel about winning this competition this year?
That's our dream.
So tell us a little bit about your penalty, the winning penalty.
Well, that's a penalty I was thinking from a long time, so I see the look again, I enjoy something.
Alright, so how will you guys celebrate?
Our champagne and our party tonight at my house.
Well, we also spoke to the coach of Big Players, Cassius Glasgow.
Exciting game. I think the boys played hard. We had lots of chances. Unfortunately, we didn't put them away when we had to. We went down to the penalty shootout, and that's where it was, it came down to that. We played the semi-finals this morning. Another hard game, penalty shootout again. What it shows that both teams are relatively on par. We defended well. We both had some good chances. You would see that they're constructive in terms of their passing and the way in which they keep the ball together. But all in all, I think the standard of football is rising slowly here. Tournaments like this are welcome. We really need it. We'd like to see the Mindo Philip Park enhanced, but that's how it is. All in all, great tournament. Thank you, Free Kick Foundation.
Good annual Free Kick Foundation Festival tournament, and we've been in all the finals for all 3 years. We won it the first year. Last year we played the finals, the French team defeated us, and this year we're back in it. We defeated the same team we beat in the first time. The game wasn't that bad because we defended properly for one. We created numerous chances throughout the game, but we just didn't execute. So I know the positive would always come out, whether it went into the penalty shootout and all or not. So I'm very happy for the outcome of the game. I'm happy for the players. I want to say special thanks to Latcher, Rooks and them for organizing this tournament every year, and look forward for coming and defend that cup next year again.
Well, in my estimation, the absolute coach of that tournament. Now, in the under-20 category, Northern United took on Faith United in the grand final of the event. In this encounter, Faith United from Sofrek got on the score sheet early on to take a 1-0 lead. However, the individual talent placed on the pitch by Northern United was just too much for Faith United. National youth player Linus Lucky Clovis had a spectacular goal from the team from Grosley to level the match. Another national youth player from the northern community, Daniel Bissett, also found the back of the net to give the team from Grosley a well-played 2-1 victory. In the ensuing award ceremony, the under-17 MVP went to Simeon George. The most goals in the under-20 went to Tommy Prosper and Marky Henry. For his display over the 3 days, Daniel Bissett was awarded the MVP of the under-20 division. The most disciplined teams in the under-17 went to Pioneer, while B1FC captured the prize in the under-20 division. The best dressed teams were Black Panthers in the under-17 division, while GMC, they won the under-20 division. Well, in local cricket, following the preliminary round matches, the Massey United Insurance Schools Cricket Tournament, organized by the Department of Youth Development and Sports, moves into the quarter-final stage, with 4 quarter-final matches scheduled to be played on April 18, 2018. Choiseul Secondary, they will come up against Grand River Secondary at the Philip Marsay Grounds, and St. Mary's College, they take on Barbados at the Grosley Playing Field. Sarfa Lewis Community College are down to play Suffolk Comprehensive at the Mindo Philip Park, while Miku Secondary, they will face Entrepot Secondary at the Denry Playing Field. The 4 qualifiers will clash in the semi-final matches to be played on the 20th of April 2018. Well, St. Lucia Police Force took on Grenada yesterday in the Regional Police T20 Tournament 2018 finals. In the match played at the Progress Park, after winning the toss, St. Lucia Police Force batted first and put up 170 for 4 in 20 overs, serving Charles at 83. It came from 60 balls with 4 fours and 6 sixes. And Esau Gabriel, he contributed 28. Laura Williams, he took 2 for 41. In response, Grenada, they were bowled out for 161 in 19.4 overs. Roland Keto, he had a 51 in 23 balls. Ronald Etienne scored 38, while Josh Noel contributed 26 for St. Lucia. Shervin Charles, he took 4 for 19, and Johnson Charles, he bagged 2 for 28. Well, St. Lucia, they beat Grenada Police by 9 runs. The player of the match was Shervin Charles. In other individual awards, the batsman with the most runs was Lyndon Lawrence from Grenada with 213. The bowler with the most wickets, Alan Prosper from St. Lucia, 10 wickets. Wicketkeeper with the most dismissals, Dario Sargent with 4 catches from Barbados. Jason Simon with 4 stumpings from St. Lucia. The highest individual score, Shervin Charles with 85. And from St. Lucia, the best fair play team was St. Lucia. Most valuable team player of the tournament was Lyndon Lawrence with 235 points from Grenada. Well, the Windward Islands under-15 cricket team went down again, this time to Trinidad and Tobago, as the CWI Regional Under-15 Cricket Tournament continued in Jamaica. On Monday, April 2nd, at Sedgwick Park in Trinidad and Tobago, they defeated the Windwards by 47 runs. TNT, winning the toss and batting first, made 236 for 5 in the allotted 50 overs, with Anthony Rambaran 71 and Narad Kisadaf, he scored 56. The wicket takers for the Windwards were right-arm spinner Marivena with 4 for 26 in 8 overs, and Kevin Gangadin with 1 wicket. In response, the Windwards were dismissed for 189 in 47.4 overs, with Devani Joseph making 55, Yawani Riches 54, and Sky Laffy 30. Well, we take a break, but when we come back, West Indies, they lose again to Pakistan. Welcome back. The Windward Islands under-19 female cricket team went down to Trinidad and Tobago as action in the 2018 WICB Regional Under-19 Girls Tournament continued on the weekend. In the match played at the National Cricket Centre, Trinidad, they won the toss and elected to take the field. This decision quickly paid dividends as the Twin Island Republic ripped through the Windward's top order. As a result, the Windward, they were restricted to 92 for 9 in their 20 overs. The Windward for the Windward Islands, C. Williams top scored with 16, while Narissa Crafton contributed 12. For Trinidad, Ramden took 3 for 11 in 4 overs. In response, a well-played 57 in just 54 deliveries by Abdul allowed Trinidad to get to their target with relative ease. Abdul hit 6 fours at 105 to seal the 8-wicket victory for the home team. For the Windward Islands, Jay Glasgow took 1 for 8. In another match played, the Windward Islands defeated Guyana by 33 runs. Batting first, the Windward Islands got to the modest total of 116 for 5 in 20 overs. Joseph top scored with 40, while Leah Alfred scored 28. Kiana Joseph contributed 23. In response, tight bowling from St. Lucia's Kiana Joseph and Leah Alfred restricted Guyana to just 83 for 6 in their 20 overs. J. Glasgow took 2 for 11 for the Windward Islands, but the young West Indian, that's Kiana Joseph, bowled 19 dot balls in a spell of 4 overs without picking up a wicket. Now, Leah Alfred took 1 for 9 in 3 overs. In another result, Trinidad and Tobago, they defeated Barbados by 9 wickets, while Guyana under 19s defeated Barbados by 55 runs. So, after 6 rounds of matches, Trinidad lead the point standings with 11 points, followed by the Windward Islands with 7 points, while Guyana is on 5 points, followed by Barbados on 1 point. Well, opener Baba Azam missed the maiden 100 by 3 runs as Pakistan trounced the West Indies by 82 runs in the second 2020 International in Karachi yesterday, taking an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series. Baba cracked 13 fours and a 6 in his 58-ball innings, reaching 97 not out to guide Pakistan to their highest ever T20 total of 205 for 3 in 20 overs after Shafraz Ahmed won the toss and decided to bat first at the National Stadium. Paceman Mohamed Amir took a free for 22 as West Indies were dismissed for 123 in 19.2 overs. Chadwick Walton hit 2 sixes and 4 boundaries during his 29-ball 40. The West Indies fared much better than their 60 all-out in the first match, which they lost by 143 runs. That was the second biggest margin of defeat in T20 internationals. Sad. Well, Tottenham boss Mauricio Pochettino praised fighter Dele Alli for coming through a tough period to score 2 goals as Spurs won at Chelsea for the first time in 28 years. The England midfielder was well placed as Tottenham registered a win that moves them 4th place. Tottenham are 8 points clear of Chelsea, who are 5th. It was also the perfect response by Ali after a disappointing couple of weeks with England on international duty. Now, in other results, Arsenal, they defeated Stoke City 3-0. Manchester City defeated Everton 3-1, while Liverpool came back to defeat Crystal Palace 2-1. Well, finally, LeBron James dropped 27 points on Friday night, leading the Cavaliers to a 107-102 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. James broke Michael Jordan's NBA record on Friday by scoring at least 10 points in 867 straight regular season games. James surpassed the mark midway through the first quarter and was quickly given a standing ovation from the Quicken Loans Arena crowd. The last time James failed to score more than 10 points was on January 5, 2007 against the Milwaukee Bucks. For comparison, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is the NBA's current scoring leader, scored more than 10 points in 787 straight games. Houston's James Harden is the closest current player with the same streak, having done it in 257 straight games. Wow, LeBron, well done. Last sport, the DBS News continues after the break.